I may have bit off a bit more than I can chew today. Today is specifically a training ride for the Fred Whitton, and as everyone knows, the Fred Whitton is extremely hilly with the likes of Hardknott Pass, Hardknott Pass and Newlands Horse. So if it's going to be a good training ride, I'm going to have to go somewhere where it's hilly, and I've gone to the Conway Valley in Wales, North Wales in Snowdonia. Right, so to explain how I've planned this route and make it specific to the Fred Whitton, and it's important that it is specific because it's pointless doing a ride which it may be the same distance but the terrain's completely different. So for example, I'm going to be doing the Cowlyd. I could have easily have planned the Cowlyd at the beginning when my legs are fresher, and if I was trying to make it as easy as possible to be sensible, that would make sense to do that. But if I'm making it specific for the Fred Whitton, we all know Hardknott Pass is after 97 miles when you're all tired, and the Cowlyd you could say is very similar to Hardknott Pass in difficulty. So I purposely planned it to be right at the end. It's the last climb of 7 climbs. In the Fred there's 7 major climbs, and today we've got 7 climbs. We're still over 2 months away from the Fred, but this ride will give me a good idea of where my fitness is, what I'm good at, what I need to improve at to get fully prepared for the Fred. Did I also mention I'm in the Stwlan Dam today as well? An incredible climb. Closed road, about 12 switchbacks, one of the best climbs in the UK, if not the best. I start talking on a 12% hill, straight into it. Here we are, first climb. Yeah, that's steep. This climb's a mile long, and if I remember right, it's an 8 out of 10. What a bit of wheel spin that. The Wahoo's just said over 20% there. We've got more of that to come. Bit of downhill first though. Wheel spinning again there. Wheel spin got me there. Stop there. 3, 2, 1. Try again. The road's like smeared in mud. It's wet. Oh, the wheel spin as we're starting. Let's try here. 3, 2, 1. Come on. Better than this. What are you doing? 3, 2, 1. Go. Oh. Keep wheel spinning and trying to start. That is frustrating. This road is horrendous. It's annoying I've had to walk part of that. There's wheel spinning like mad. Probably doesn't show well on the camera. It's almost like the mud's been pressed hard into the ground. Like the mud and the tarmac became one. The horses. Yeah, if I stick to the left, I should be alright. It's that middle patch. It's happening again. Oh, half a mile left. I think this is the end of the really steep stuff. Let's have a look here to the left. Yeah. Mountains and cows for a change. I didn't think they did cows here. I thought I just did sheep exclusively. Nearly at the top. That's 200 feet. There we go. Climb finished. Lessons definitely learnt on that one. Dealing with wheel spinning, which especially with the Fred being in the lakes, it often rains there, so that could be a factor on the day. Legs don't feel too bad after it, but I'd expect that after the first climb. We're only about 10 miles in. It won't be too long until the next climb, and the next climb's a tough 10 out of 10. I mean, 2 climbs so close together will replicate from the Fred going up Hardknott Pass, then straight into Newlands Horse, and also replicate going from Hardknott Pass into Migneint Pass. Sheep in the road again. Melin Y Coed. That is the next climb. It's a 10 out of 10. 2 miles, average is 10%, max is 20%, according to the 100 climbs app. Start the proper climbing. It wasn't too bad so far. Hopefully there's a bit more grip on this one. That's steep. That bit then must be about 20%. But that inside bend looks lethal. Stay away from that at all costs. My legs aren't feeling good today. We're slowly moving though. Remember the 40% rule. That looks steep ahead. You've done far worse later in rides. Just carry on. Tell the man in the back of your head to just shut the heck up. Let's get on with it. That part of my mind, it keeps telling me, you ain't got it today. You're wrong. I've got more than your 40%. Doesn't matter if I'm going slow. I'm going faster than that 40% wanted me to. Keep going. Slowly approaching halfway point. This is going to be steep around here, isn't it? Yeah, but it's not too long. You got that. Looks like it's less than a mile left now. Slow but steady progress. But it's a 10 out of 10 climb, it's not going to be fast progress. You'll know before me, but I reckon this view behind me is quite a good view. Looking forward to turning around and having a proper look at it. Oh, look at that! Wow! What a view. That climb was completely about just get your head in the game and just get to the top. It was as much a physical battle as a mental battle. I'm really pleased with myself for powered through and got it done. Look at that view. Descending down to the bottom of Nebo Road. I'm going to do a U-turn, then go up this long climb. There it is. Do a U-turn here. Sign for Nebo as well. 4 miles. The climbing is 3.5 miles. Compared to the last 2 climbs where it's been very steep, this is supposed to be pretty steady the whole way up. The glare from this sun is blinding. No, I'm not turning left this time. That's where we've just been from that brutal climb, Melin Y Coed. Once is enough. Despite this being mellow and not that steep, battling into a headwind, so that is very much keeping me very honest there. With this headwind, this climb is dragging. But most of the climb is somewhere between 3 and 5%, but then you get the odd ramp like this where it like goes to 8-10%. Nothing too crazy, but into a headwind, yeah, that bit's not fun. Gone from mountains in the background to lush green rolling hills, the farmland, and obviously sheep in there as well. That's just a given though. Here we are riding Nebo. Update on this ride stats. So we're currently 25 miles in and we're nearly at 4,000 feet of climbing. It has been slow progress. That has taken 3 hours to cover. But when the weather's sunny like this and you've got views like this, no hardship going slow. May not say that later on if I miss my train and have to pay for another one. As of the moment, it's alright. They've removed the cattle grid. You wouldn't want to mistake that fall down there. Proper in the marshlands now. The sun's out, but now it's starting ever so slightly raining. This was not forecasted. I'm hoping it's only a 2-minute shower or so and it buggers off. I can't be bothered with a downpour. So we are just over 11.5 miles away from the Stwlan Dam. I forgot what it's called then. But I've just realised that of the climb we're on now, we've joined it about a quarter of the way in, which is a shame. But we're chasing train times and so on. I haven't got time to go back to the beginning and start again. So I won't be getting a tick for this one today. But hey, another excuse to come back. I can't remember what the climb's called. I know it begins with an M. I'll put the name of it here. But for the time being on camera, I'm just going to call it the M Pass. Remember, right, this climb only averages about 2%. Like I said, it just drags on forever. Sun's still out and the rain's gone away. I like drizzle. This effort is really starting to pinch now to this headwind. This has got to be the strongest the headwind's been all day. It's got to be over 20 miles per hour. We just how exposed it is around here. It's just battering me. It's just so vast around here. Surely this is the summit. This has been a proper war of nutrition. Type 2 fun. That's been so hard. I've earned this downhill. Turn right for the Stwlan Dam. Look at that view. I can't work out where yet, but somewhere over there is the Stwlan Dam. For the first time today, I have a tailwind. I've only had to wait, how long? I've only had to wait over 4.5 hours for the first tailwind. Can't park there, mate. Can't park there at all. First sight of the dam. It's in fog, so you may not be able to see it. I can just about make it out. Look at it around here though. It's just stunning. Just towering rock everywhere. Neath the town sign. Don't ask me to say it, because I ain't got a clue how to pronounce that. Here we are. There's a turn off in the gate to arguably the best climb in the country, the Stwlan Dam. There's not many which could rival this to be even in the conversation of the best climb in the UK. Traffic free climb, just under 2 miles long, average is 9%. The 100 Climbs app says it maxes at 13%. But when I did this last year, I think it's about 18% was the max. Well, I'll get my bike over this now. My left shoulder is horrendous at the minute. So I have to do most of the lifting with my right. There we go. Right, go. Stwlan Dam. One of the good things about the switchbacks is you get to look back where you've come from and see just how stunning it is. We're nearly there, near the top. We're in the clouds now, so you can't see too much sadly. Here comes the steep bit. This is where those walks are further ahead. That's where it reaches 18%. You can't see a lot now at all. You can't even see the water. Can't see a lot at all. Before we go back down, just a ride update of how we're doing. So we've got 33 miles left with 2,800 feet of climbing. What's been done so far is 48 miles with not far off 7,000 feet of climbing. So very much broke at the back of this. Still 2 climbs left. Right, let's descend. See, everything's clear as day down here. Wonder if it'll be like that at the top of the Cowlyd. We've already done a 10 out of 10 climb today, but we're finishing off with an 11 out of 10 climb, which is the Cowlyd. Still got one more climb before then. I'm looking forward to it, but my legs aren't. My legs aren't at all. It was one of my favourite climbs in 2024, but when I did that, that was right at the beginning of the ride. My legs were nice and fresh, and I purposely rested a couple of days beforehand. I've rested a couple of days beforehand here, but I think in the past nearly 50 miles may counteract that rest. Right, just gonna go into the village Morrison's, go pick up some food. We need to recharge the batteries, get a salty bag of crisps, get some bacon sandwich of some sort, get the salt back into the body, maybe get a Lucozade as well, then head on to the last 2 climbs. I forgot my planning. Turns out I'm not going to Morrison's, I'm going straight into the next climb. So this climb, Crimea Pass, going through the Slate Falls again, like you see a lot of in North Wales. Time to unzip, have some air in. This is just a slog at the minute. It's not too steep. Keep it easy and I'll get to the top. We're at the halfway point. It's the only climb today which is in the right direction for a tailwind, and I can't feel it at all. Can't feel it at all. Probably is there. Half a mile to the summit. Back in the county borough of Conway, the home of the brutal Cowlyd. There we go. Another one done. Scenery's pretty good, but the road we're on, by North Wales standards, quite a busy road and a fast road. Just feel like there should be maybe different climbs put on the list than a climb which is on a road like this in the list of Wales climbs. Oh well. Right, 6 climbs down, 1 to go, but it's the big one. And I've got to try and find something to eat or drink, so I'm completely out of drink. No sandwich, ain't got time for that. But Lucozade, paste of electrolytes. Second bottle. And as I said, I don't have a lot of time to catch that train, so I can eat on the go. And we're off again. Didn't stop too long there. Quite a bit of downhill before we get to the Cowlyd. Exactly what the doctor ordered. Time to get this blackjack in the system and the Lucozade in the system as well. And burn no more matches. They are tall trees. I know we're on the valley road now, so at some point I'm going to be going vertical when I turn left. Can't be too far away now. Keep seeing the sign for, probably going to butcher this, Treefwig, the area which the Cowlyd's in. Yeah, we're not far at all. Legs feel a bit more recharged after lots of downhill and flat. Still putting more Lucozade in. If I can get this climb, especially without stopping, this will be massive for on the day at the Fred. Because no matter how well training goes, by the time we all get to Hardknott Pass after 97 miles, no one's going to be feeling great. And I really don't feel great now. But if I can have that memory of not too long ago, of doing the Hardknott Pass of Snowdonia, the Cowlyd, after God knows how many feet of climbing and miles, and still get up it, I'll be able to bring up that memory when that moment gets tough on the Fred going up Hardknott Pass, and know I've done this before, I can do it. Yeah, this could be massive. Then equally it could not be, and I could completely flop, and that gives me then 2.5 months to get myself ready to not flop up it. I'm just procrastinating now. Time to go. I'm in the right gear now. Alright, here we go. This effort is all about survival. Nothing more. Just survive. 1.8 miles long. Max is over 30%. First half is much harder than the second half. Second half, still tough, but nowhere near as steep. And the views open up and you get to enjoy yourself. But this first half, time to go to war. Around this right bend, it's going to start kicking up. And last time on the Wahoo, it said it was 35%. So far so good. Come on, you got this.
I'm pleasantly surprised here. I've still got a kick left in my legs, which I didn't think I'd have, but I'm going to need many more kicks for the rest of this climb.
Turn with it. Zigzag a bit if you need to.
I'm genuinely pleasantly surprised, but I've been able to do that bend. I didn't think it would happen. Confidence that I can reach the top has now gone from 20% to, I say, about 50% now.
You lost it. Right, you're over the worst of it. Just gotta get around this bend, and there's a mini rest. Just get to that. Then you've earned yourself some Lucozade. Right, if I remembered this right, it eases off slightly there. Yes, I have. I would help, but I'm from Birmingham, I don't know where I had to go. If you go down that road, it takes you back to the village, if that helps.
Thank you, I was just wondering.
All about survival. Survival survives fog. Don't worry about you going as slow as a snail. Doesn't matter. There'll be lots of snails and Hardknott Pass that day with tired legs, battered minds. It's all about survival at that point, like it is now. It's all about survival, and you've got to that checkpoint. Well done, me. Oh, got a knee went in the middle of these. Right, my Lucozade. The Wahoo is currently predicting another 19 minutes for me. Right, here we go. We're going to be going up into the lethal hairpins in a sec. If you remember right, last time Wahoo clocked up at 32%.
Of the whole climb, this was the area I was most worried about, because it's extremely steep at over 30%, but it's a much longer than the last bend. It just goes on and on and on, and with the build-up of fatigue, this is where I thought, if my foot's going to go down, it's going to go down on one of these steep hairpins. But I was pleasantly surprised. There was still a kick left in my legs to get me past these bends.
Let's get over this little bit, then you've got a mini rest. Well done. Slow as possible.
The steepest hairpins are done, but there's still 4 left, and the steepest one is about 20-25%.
Right, work again.
My legs are on fire, but I'm digging deep into the reserves, knowing how crucial this is in preparation for the Fred. Just keep going, get this memory.
Right, no daft mistakes now. Last one.
It's not quite the last hairpin, there are still 2 left, but this is the last one which goes over 20%. The last 2 are like 15%, but with how much fatigue is in my legs already, it's going to feel like it's 30%.
Come on.
Before I started this effort, I thought to myself, if I can get to this point, I should be able to reach the top without stopping. And now I've got here, I've now really focused, like, right, make no mistakes, look where you're going, don't do anything silly, and you've got this. Just stay focused and keep going, keep pedaling. Ignore the pain.
I'm so glad I have my 42.
By my 42, I'm on about my rear cassette. I have an 1142, which was crucial on this day.
Making this effort doable. Even a 34, I think I'm doing this with where my legs are. That's the worst of it done.
Now we start to leave the trees, and the views are really going to start opening up, looking over the rest of the Conway County in Snowdonia, and I'm pretty sure you can see Snowdon in this as well later on. This is the last hairpin of the hairpin madness, which has averaged over 16% for a third of a mile and maxed out at 32%. So I'm very glad that this is over. But as I remembered, from here to the summit was quite easy, but remembering the last ride, which was on fresh legs, compared to now, which is on extremely fatigued legs, is a completely different kettle of fish.
That's halfway done. We've got this, we've got this. We have got this. Oh, come on. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Not a bad view out there, is it? Not a bad view. Oh God, this really hurts. Half a mile left. Right, I really do think the worst of it's over now. Oh, this feels like it's going on forever. We're well past the 40%, but we're not 100%. So keep going. Keep going. See the gate. Gate is the summit. So happy. This is massive. This is absolutely massive. Yes! That was hard work. That was seriously hard work. So I go through the gate and show you the view at the top, the other side. Because the view out there is awesome. The view out there is even better. Looking all moody over to the left. And over there to the right. Sun drenched. So much to talk about after that effort. About what I've learned, what I'm good at, what needs to be worked on in the next 2.5 months. But let's get down here first, and then in the Valley Road we'll have a chat. So happy, so happy. That's going to be, mentally, that's going to be massive on the day of the Fred, knowing that I've done that 2.5 months beforehand, where I wouldn't have been as fit as I will be on the day, because I will be fitter than I am now. Even though this route is not as long as the Fred, there's just as much climbing in it really. Feet per mile ratio of climbing this beats the Fred quite comfortably. Things I've learnt from today. Right, my legs are good. My legs have not been the problem at all today. But when I was on the Cowlyd, your thing was like, have you got a kick? So there's bits where it goes up to like 25-30%. I could power up them. Then the other parts, I just took it easy and was in survival mode. But I was able to do that quite comfortably from my legs point of view. The thing I need to work on, my back. My back is struggling. And if I get my back stronger, it will stabilize everything and will give the legs more stability, put more power down. First half of the ride, that wasn't a problem. Second half of the ride, that was a problem. On that first climb of the day, when I was wheel spinning like mad, which is something I don't normally experience because I sit down on all the climbs, and normally being sat down, you get that extra traction on the rear wheel. But it wasn't happening today on that climb for whatever reason. But I learned was like, if it starts wheel spinning, go with it. If not, increase the cadence each time it wheel spins to compensate for it, just to keep moving forward. So that was a good thing to learn, especially with how steep the Fred is, and well, it's the Lake District, it's the wettest part of England. Like, there's a good chance we'll either see some rain on the day, or maybe a day or two beforehand, and making the roads all wet. I know on my own I'm quite good for using the mental game to try and get up climbs, and on the day being able to do that myself, the camaraderie with the other couple of thousand cyclists suffering up all the climbs in the lakes together, that will help mentally get up these climbs together as a big unit. I think I need to eat more. Today I've burnt active calories, I'm close to 5,000 calories. I'll tell you now, I'm nowhere near that eating wise. Probably 2,000 calories, if that. So yeah, that's a problem. That may be easier when it comes to like in feed stations and not racing trains like I currently am. I've got 9.1 miles left and I've got exactly an hour to my train, so I should be okay. For 500 feet of climbing. I think the big thing I need to personally do, and I keep putting it off because it's a lot of effort and it's not fun, but I need to do it. I need to lose some timber. I'm like 92 kilo, trying to get up all these climbs. Really, I need to be lighter. So I think in the next 2 months, the main things I'm going to be working on, strengthening my back and losing at least 5 kilo. At least. Ideally double that, but that may be asking a bit much. A kilo a week, that would be. Yeah, this has been a great ride today. Arguably one of the hardest rides I've ever done. If you agree that this has been a great ride, an extremely tough ride, don't forget to subscribe for more crazy routes like this. And also, if you want to pinch this route, you go down to the description, you'll find the link to my Strava, and you're on 2 wheels, and you can pinch the route there, or just have a nose at my ride itself. And I've got other routes on there you can pinch as well, routes which I put open public. I'm always putting new ones on there, so you can always have a mooch on there and see if there's anything what takes you fancy. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. 2 wheels. Right, let's go get that train again. Do not want to be paying for an extra train like the tight arse like I am. Conway Castle. We went there last year. It's a good castle. To refuel after the ride. Pringles. Pork pies. I only wanted one, but they only sold in 4s. 4 Lucozade.
This man put his in first. Put yours first, you got to throw the 3.